Palestinian attacks on Israel doubled in March. Israel has reported a dramatic increase in Palestinian strikes. The Israel Security Agency said Palestinian attacks more than doubled in March 2010 from the previous month. Quote, "The cause of the increase in the number of attacks are growing tension in both Jerusalem and ISA said on April 11th. So what do we have here? It seems like Israel struck some black gold. Israel to become center of new oil and gas rush. A top U.S. energy industrial expert believes that Israel is going to soon experience an oil and gas rush by major Western energy developmental companies. Discovery of a massive natural gas field off of Israel's Mediterranean coast had drawn the attention of every major Western energy company. That could mean an enormous boost for Israel and its transformation overnight into a major international energy exporter. The natural gas field in the Levant Basin, the Western Mediterranean, is estimated to hold 122 million cubic feet of natural gas, making it the largest natural gas ever found. The area is also believed to contain at least 1.7 billion barrels of oil. World oil demand to hit record high this year. So on one hand, you have this massive oil shortage that's about to hit. And on the other hand, at the exact same time, you simultaneously have this new profound discovery in Israel. You know, there's going to be many, many reasons why all the nations of the world are going to surround Israel and attack it. You have the political ones, you have the religious ones, you have the biggest one of all, which is because the Bible says so. But one of the other reasons is because God has blessed Israel with many, many resources. And by doing so, Israel now has a target on its back for other nations to want to collect those resources. Oil's in demand. Israel's got it. Hamas temporarily shuts down Gaza smuggling tunnels. Hamas temporarily closed Gaza smuggling tunnels in response to an Israeli warning of a plot to kidnap Israelis vacating in Egypt. Unprecedented step briefly cut off a key economic lifeline to the blockade Palestinian territory ruled by the Islamic militant Hamas since its violent takeover in 2007. The order came just hours after Israel told its citizens to leave, saying it had concrete evidence that the militants were trying to abduct Israelis and possibly take them to Gaza. The tunnels would be the only route to drag captives into Gaza. Israel holds biggest civil defense drill in state history. A 5-day civil defense exercise stimulating an attack on the country started on Sunday. The drills will be the most extensive ever held and practice new measures to safeguard civilians. On Tuesday, the exercise will spread nationwide and will include emergency sirens and air raid shelters. At 11 a.m. on Tuesday, after siren goes off nationwide, the public will be asked to enter protective spaces and shelters at home, work, and schools. Benjamin Netanyahu told the cabinet ministers during the briefing that the drill was a quote-unquote routine procedure intended to prepare for the home front for emergency and has nothing to do with the intelligent information of any kind, he said. Okay, well, yeah, these drills definitely have happened before, but as it says on the top of the article, that it's the biggest civil defense drill in state history. Obviously, something is going to happen very soon. You don't spend this much money doing these drills and buying biological masks and all these different things that are going on for no reason. Why else would they be spending all this money? Why else would they be doing these kind of precautions when they haven't done them before? What makes today any different than yesterday or 6 months ago? If this is such a routine procedure, why are they having a historical drill now? Why didn't they have a historical drill 6 months ago? So there's definitely something going on. Right group slam new West Bank deportation rules. West Bank Israel military has issued new orders that the human rights groups warned Sunday could lead to the expulsion of tens of thousands of Palestinians from the West Bank. Under new rules, anyone caught living in the West Bank without an Israeli permit could face expulsion within as little as 3 days or be sentenced to up to 7 years in prison. The right group said the orders are so vague and sweeping that virtually all West Bankers are potentially at risk. For example, the military does not define what permits are required to shield against deportation, the group said. The military later clarified the West Bankers with residency rights would not be targeted. Before the travel bans, thousands of Gazans moved to the more prosperous West Bank in search of jobs. However, the Israel-issued ID cards of the Gazans living in the West Bank still identify them as Gaza residents. Since Israel has refugees to change their addresses, this would make them vulnerable under new orders. Over the past decade, Israel has also tightened restrictions on immigration to the West Bank, meaning thousands of foreigners married to West Bankers don't have legal residence. The new orders are an amendment to the 1969 order that hold originally take aim at infiltrators sneaking in from the neighboring enemy state. The new order broadens the definition of infiltrator to anyone in the West Bank without a permit. If there was a recipe for civil war, I guarantee you, as an optional ingredient, mass deportation of your enemy would be one of the optional ingredients for that recipe. I'm sure this definitely makes a lot of Palestinians angry. I mean, why wouldn't it? So, this is just another step closer to having civil war in the heart of Israel, in the heart of Jerusalem. Iran. We will join World Nuclear Club within a month. I mean, what? Did they have bingo night every Tuesday or something? It was a little weird. I had no idea that they even had a nuclear club. Anyways, Iran announced that it will join the World Nuclear Club within a month and will be capable of deterring possible attacks on the country. No country would even think about attacking Iran after Iran's membership into the club. They added that the construction of a 360 megawatt nuclear power plant and a 400 megawatt research reactor in Iran's central city are 70% finished. He also said that the developments will help treat 850,000 cancer patients. We do not intend to use the peaceful nuclear energy merely for generating electricity and energy. Rather, our next step would be expanding the use of this technology for the purposes other than energy and fuel production, so that the food, proteins, and vegetables are preserved for a longer time and with higher quality through radiation. He added that the technology would also increase economic growth and prosperity in Iran. Iran's president threatens U.S. over Mid-East peace plans. The U.S. have security problems in the world, and their influence in Iraq and Afghanistan is vanishing, he said. They see waves of hope, justice-seeking, and resistance are rising all over the world, inspired by Iran. They want to dominate the world, but Iran won't let them. The Iran president said that Iran's nuclear program was past the point of no return. We have progressed in nuclear technology so much that we are at an irreversible point, he said. The U.S. has two options, either to continue this wrong policy or to cooperate with Iran. He added the real issue was not Iran's nuclear program, but its ability to stand in the way of American policy in the Middle East. Okay, let's add this up real quick. A while back, we saw that Israel is handing out biological and chemical gas masks to its citizens. Then we see that Israel suddenly found itself some black gold. Along with that, we see that Israel is having this historical drill, a defense drill for its citizens. There's definitely something going on in the heart of Israel. There's definitely something going on in the Middle East. We don't hear everything that goes on. The media does not tell us everything that is happening. So it's obvious that they are preparing themselves and their citizens for something that is going to transpire in Jerusalem, in Israel, sometime very soon. Let's face it, it's not a matter of if there's going to be war, it's a matter of when there's going to be war. One of these days, instead of seeing political fallout, we're going to see nuclear fallout. Because I truly believe that we are going to see a war break out very soon. So just keep watching, because things are definitely changing. Things are definitely heating up. The Lord's trying to wake up His people. So if you haven't waken up, wake up. Because Yeshua, He's coming back very, very soon.